I have been waiting all morning for this. Please welcome Ann Coulter, AnnCoulter.com, the syndicated columnist, the author of so many wonderful books, including Adios America, The Left's Plan to Turn Our Country into a Third World Hellhole. Good morning, Ann.
Good morning.
Ann, I love your articles. You are such a great writer, and you're so witty and so smart. But I'm just going to, for our audience, I have to read 3 lines from your most current article, which is up at AnnCoulter.com. First of all, when the president's immigration policy is to promote international communism, the president wins. When the president's immigration policy is to transform America into a different country, the president wins. But when the president's immigration policy is to protect Americans, some pissant judge announces that his authority exceeds that of the president. And that's exactly what's happening.
Yes, it's really unbelievable, except we've seen it so many times before, especially from the Ninth Circuit. The law could not be any clearer on this. The cases I cited, you don't have to go back to the Truman administration to find relevant case law here. Clinton and Obama had big cases in court involving their policy as the executive on immigration, and that's why under Clinton, Elian Gonzalez was sent back. The Clinton administration didn't want to make it obvious that their position was that they were, striking a blow for international communism. They lost on the Al-Jarhis case, but they were going to get this one. So first they went through, I don't know if you remember that case, but it went on and on and on, because at first they took the position this is just a child custody case.
Right.
But the Clinton administration lost. And then they tried saying, under the law, a 6-year-old can't apply for asylum. And again, they lost. So ultimately, in order to force little Elian Gonzalez to go back to Cuba, the only thing they could do was say, it is our policy, we are denying asylum, he goes. And the 10th Circuit, the Florida Appellate Court, same as the 9th Circuit, came forward and described all of the things that Elian would face in Cuba, that he would face persecution, so on and so forth, but said, because there are a million cases saying this, it's the president's policy. Immigration is considered a part of foreign policy, and in that arena, the president has sole authority. Here, it's explicitly written into law by Congress. The president could exclude redheads, no redheads, only redheads.
Yes.
It is completely the president's policy, and I was just, flipping through some other cases. You could print out probably 10 pages of nothing but citations to Supreme Court cases saying, sorry, you lose, the president wins when it comes to immigration. The most recent famous case was that Arizona law, mocked as the papers please law back during Obama, because the Obama administration policy was not to enforce immigration law, and Arizona said, we're the ones suffering. We have a huge problem with illegal immigration. We're not doing anything that isn't already written into law, passed by Congress, signed by the president. We just want to have, parallel enforcement efforts where we will follow the federal law here. Obama administration said, no, you can't follow federal law. And the Supreme Court, the United States Supreme Court said, this is the policy of the president. You can't enforce written laws on the book. The president's will took precedence over that. But here we have a president doing something that really Obama could have done. In fact, there was some confusion for a while about whether Obama had put these travel restrictions in place for a few months. Because these are the designated terrorists. Madeleine Albright changed the name of terrorist countries to countries of particular concern. So that's what they're called. These are on the list from Hillary Clinton's State Department in the Obama administration. It is a brief travel ban. In fact, I think the reason Americans are so supportive of this brief temporary temporary travel ban is because they think it's a Muslim ban from listening to the TV.
That's so true. Hey, Brian, remind Ann, we got some inside information from a judge that they're suing Trump over this, but have you ever heard of a lawsuit going through in 6 months or less? So it's going to be over by the time their lawsuit even hits court.
The lawsuits by the states, I guess it would be Washington and Minnesota to overturn
you
this.
Mean this lawsuit will be, as I have been saying from the beginning, as I describe in Adios America, there will be massive resistance to trying to stop the dump of the third world on America. That's the overall point people need to understand. The left was so close they could touch it. It was almost the end of America. They have been bringing in more than 1 million immigrants a year for now half a century. You're out in California. You see how it's transformed California and many other states. Democrats brag about how this is Teddy Kennedy's greatest gift to the Democratic Party and call it George McGovern's revenge, where Republicans will never be able to win another national election. They are so close to finishing off America. And this isn't, the third world immigrants themselves, I don't think particularly bear America any animosity. They like the free stuff. They like the housing and the health care and the food and the schooling and not having to pay taxes. No, they love all of that. It is these America-hating left-wing groups. I list just a portion of them in a paragraph in my column and also in my book, Adios America. This is a teeny tiny fraction. While you're busy working, these people are working overtime through the federal judiciary, the INS, the politicians, the lobbyists, the corporations who want the cheap labor, to bring the third world to our shores, and anything, even the simplest, most reasonable order by Trump is going to be met with massive resistance. And I guess one upside of this happening now is I'm not sure even Donald Trump realized how hysterical the opposition to everything he does on immigration is going to be, and he better be prepared because that's how he won.
Yep, it's exactly right. Ann Coulter with us, AnnCoulter.com. And, of course, your book, Adios America, The Left's Plan to Turn Our Country into a Third World Hellhole. And I'm thinking what's happening here in California. We have our sanctuary cities. Now the legislature is moving to make this a sanctuary state. Now we have here in the Bay Area our rapid transit system. It's called BART. BART wants to make their trains sanctuary trains.
This is the way the left is with everything. They win a case, utterly illegitimate, also from California, like the gay marriage ruling. And the next day, they're in the most conservative areas of the country demanding marriage licenses for, two guys. We have 50 years of history on our side, written laws, Supreme Court rulings, and they just say, yeah, we're not following that. No, I don't think we're going to. It is a ratchet effect where only left-wing laws, only left-wing policies, only left-wing court rulings from the Supreme Court will be followed. They scream bloody murder if somebody doesn't get, a marriage license in the tiniest county of Kentucky. But take outside of this context altogether, how many years ago did we win Heller, the gun case? Try to get a gun in Los Angeles. I suspect it's not very easy in San Francisco either. We won that case before the Supreme Court, but the left, they are just, it's in their genes, it's in their blood. They are all little Orville Faubus's standing at the schoolhouse door, and the Supreme Court be damned, the federal government be damned.
I love it. We've got Ann Coulter fired up this morning. This is awesome. We just love it when you're like this. But, Ann, we pretty much love everything you do, and that's why we highly promote folks going to AnnCoulter.com. Plus, we've got you all linked up on our social media sites this morning for maximum exposure. Thank you, Ann. Always a pleasure.
Thank you. Good to talk to you. Bye-bye.
All right. There she goes. Ann Coulter on KSFO.